Welcome to Dependable Flame, where we explore vintage petrol lighters, ashtrays, tobacconiana, and other useful mechanisms. Make yourself at home.
Today we are going to see what else we can fill up here. We've got a Firefly Flick. Not a real big tank on this one, so try to treat this one as I would a Cygnus lighter. And not put any more than about 3 drops. The Cygnus will hold about 2.5. No fuel coming out the bottom or out of the wick there yet, so we'll call 3 droppers good for the time being. And it may have taken a moment for those fuel vapors to reach up to the top, but you see that one light, and we will test it out again here in a moment. This Delmar lighter is one that I really don't think I even need to fuel up. It has been mercurial from the beginning. It's a really cool lighter, marked well. Delmar, I think Delmar and Pat pending, or Pat applied for, has a very thick fuel screw, no gasket, and a little screwdriver by which you can manipulate your flint spring screw. But this lighter will definitely be sold off in a lot with other lighters. As much as I like it, as cool as it is, it's just not as reliable as it would need to be. So this Coast lighter, marked Coast, patent pending, Hollywood, sort of a polished aluminum, more of a mirror finish. Maybe it's just been taken care of better than a lot of the other aluminum block lighters that I have come across. I don't think this one will take more than 3 droppers either. Maybe not even that much. Let's see what 2.5 does. It's very difficult to fuel up lighters and then expect them to ignite immediately as you're making these videos like this. You can see there's no gasket or seal on that fuel screw either. It's very difficult to fuel a lighter up and either not underfill it or overfill it to the point of vapor lock. Just so many variables and things that can happen. And that Coast lighter, made in Hollywood, lit right up. Sort of a diminutive lighter, short but pretty thick for how short it is. And we'll set that to the side for just a moment here. Maybe we will have some better success after letting it sit. Let that fuel volatility either subside or the vapors disperse. This is an unmarked lighter, disc roller. Also has a screwdriver to use on your flint spring screw. Looks like I just tightened it down a little bit. Too tight. And that is actually not a screwdriver, but a hex, it looks like. And we loosened it up too much. There we got a spark, even though it's a little bit. The spin of the disc is a little bit rough. Let's go ahead and fill this one up. Look down in there. See a ways before you get to wadding, so probably about 3 on this one. Well, maybe 2 will be enough, as it appears as though there's fuel pooling there, so just shook that out off camera. Get our fuel screw back in. And I've got a little bit of fuel here on my hands. It's always a good idea to either wipe your hands off, blow them off with an air compressor, something to make sure that you don't catch your hands on fire. But the truth is, if you do catch your hands on fire with petrol, it's not the most dangerous situation in the world. You can usually just put it out. It's not like you usually cause severe burns by that. But again, you will want to be careful. Keep your lighters cleaned up and wiped off of fuel as best you can. Make sure that you let those vapors subside. So funny how sometimes a lighter will ignite right off the bat, and then after that not want to ignite again. So we may be finding more here for the lot pile than ones that we are going to sell individually, but that's okay. The whole point here is to go through these and determine which ones we're going to sell individually because they're reliable and dependable and they warrant such. But if they're not, then they're just going to be sold off in lots of project lighters. And it looks like we'll have a pretty good lot of aluminum block lighters here that we can move along. No markings on that one. Perhaps a little bit of vapor lock. We'll leave that open for a moment or two and then test it out again. Let's just check this Coast Hollywood lighter again. And I think that one lit up the first time earlier. And there it lights again after several more turns. We could have some vapor lock, and I'm not necessarily making all these decisions right now. I'm going to fuel these up. Keep them around over the weekend. Maybe carry them out to light up my smoke when I take a walk.
And this will be continued until next time.